Anil Chawla here with ArchiveSocial and the GovTech Social podcast. We're back at it again here in the month of March. And I'm really excited because I'm back in my home area of Atlanta. I went to school here with a lot of new friends that we've made in the last 2 days at the GovTech Social Academy Conference. Now, for those of you who have been following us on GovTech Social, you may be familiar with the unconference concept that we held in Austin and in Denver last year. Well, this is the Unconference. We decided to rebrand it the Academy because there's so much that we all learn, not only the attendees, but me personally, Dustin and Paul, my co-hosts. There's so much value that we get out of this conference. So I want to take just a moment here to connect with two of my new friends here from the conference to hear some insights from them. And I was going to start with you, Lieutenant Berg.
Sure.
Tell us who you're with, first of all.
Peachtree City Police Department.
Great. So right outside of Atlanta.
Yes, just south of the airport.
Perfect. And when we were talking about building buy-in, a lot of the attendees here had questions about how do they get social media going. And one of the scenarios they brought up was the fact that a lot of elderly folks may feel disconnected from social media. And you shared an activity that you partake in that I thought was pretty compelling. Could you share that with us?
Sure. Our chief really believes in community policing, and I mean we select officers that are just dedicated to working with people. And because we have an older, aging population, we want to engage them. And what we found is that they want to get on social media, but they don't know how to do it. So we'll visit the senior centers, and we'll host classes, and we'll sign them up. We'll open a computer, and we'll help them get on Facebook. And once we get them on Facebook, we help them find a few friends. We help them like some social services programs, even their local doctor or whatever they need. And of course, we make sure they like our page, and we show them how to do that. And they are so excited about being part of Facebook at that point. They become some pretty loyal subscribers.
So you take the problem head on. Mm-hmm. Here you have this gap, and you go and address it straight away. And I love the fact that you have them connect to you on Facebook. Outside of that, do you have any other tips for folks out of your own experience in terms of how to engage with the community? And why is it also so important for you to do that in the first place?
Well, it's critical because, especially in law enforcement, we are constantly, I always say the analogy is that we're putting money in the bank. We're depositing money. We're saying, we care about you on Monday and Tuesday when nothing's happening. We care about you on Friday and Saturday when nothing's happened. And if something happens Sunday, we want you to already know we care about you. So the money's in the bank, and if we need to pull a withdrawal, then it's there. The money is there. And it's just a great way to interact with people.
That's a perfect analogy for folks to keep in mind of that investment with social media. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Berg, for your feedback. And I also have Donald Wood here. Your story was fascinating because we met on the first day yesterday, and you said to me, we're not on social, but I'm here because we're trying to bring it back. Can you give us some background on your current situation and why it's so important to you to drive this for your agency?
Mm-hmm. Well, with the Campaign Finance Commission, our short name, we did have a small social media presence several years ago. We had a lot of turnover with staff, and the knowledge of that social media went with those old staff people. So we're trying to get back into it again, reach out to a lot of our constituents, which are statewide, to let them know we're here, to reach out to them and help them with things. And trying to bring that back in with internal policies. Who do we use? How are we going to actually apply this and use this? It's become a real big learning curve for us, being a small agency that's in the process of rebuilding.
Well, it's really exciting to see that social media plays a role for all different types of agencies, and that you've seen this vacancy that needs to be filled. And I know that today, in fact, you were supposed to meet with your team on that social media policy to get social media going again. You held off for this conference. Can you share with us one or two takeaways that you'll be able to bring back to the group?
One of the things that we had originally approached was just starting up social media, and to us, social media meant Twitter. And after hearing what a lot of the other agencies, both the local and state level staff, are doing at their areas, social media is more than just sending out 144 characters. We've got a lot of other platforms that we can now look at and consider and find ways to use or take what we're already using because they're appropriate for these other platforms. And we never thought of that before. We do a lot of video training, where we have folks go out and watch videos we prepared, or we'll have them come into a webinar where we'll record it and post it later. We can do that now with Facebook Live, you know, so there's a lot more use to it than we even realized before coming in here. Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad that you were able to join us and
Yeah, me too.
on the topic of video. Hopefully the audience at GovTech Social values this video and a glimpse at the knowledge sharing that's happening in the space day in and day out, and particularly at events like the GovTech Social Academy. So stay tuned for more.